It's like you have to experience something to believe it, and that's... Sorry, what was the guy who did the video? I do apologise. Nalts. That's what Nalts was saying. Did I say that right?
No, don't be offended, Nalts.
Sorry.
Well, Nalts, I just watched your video, what's your story? And I think you finished the video by saying, I think you said, what do you think? But then you said, what do you feel?
What do you feel, yeah, which is more important. When you think, you're thinking with your ego and you're using your mind, which you identify with, to tell you about the past and the present and the future. But what his point was, don't listen to that. Don't listen to the storyteller within you, because that's not you. Stop grinning.
No. I think because what I'm feeling is that, yeah, I'm still confused, and maybe it's just to accept that.
Because you're thinking, when you finished watching that video, you were smiling and you really liked it, okay, and that's how you felt. But now you're thinking, I'm confused, and your ego is telling you, I'm confused because I don't know anything about this stuff. I feel stupid. I know less than everybody else. That's just your storyteller.
I'm pretty used to feeling stupid. It's not a new experience for me.
But you're not stupid. That's your storyteller telling you you're stupid. You're not stupid. We're all the same.
By the way, viewers, if by a million to one chance you're a viewer to my channel but don't watch Nalts, I suggest you watch his video first to at least have a vague idea of what me and Ruth are talking about. It was just... Tell me again, so what was it about? It's about
the ego and the self and you. And it's basically how the ego and you are separate, and the ego is inside of you and it feeds all your negativity, all your kind of egoic behaviour as well. It feeds everything that you think. So any perceptions we've got about ourselves are all coming from the ego.
Yeah.
Whereas we're all the same. We're all just energy. We're all just life. And it's when we learn to think, we developed our egos, which feed our bad behaviours, basically. And what he's saying is, when you think something about yourself, when you've got this negative pattern going on in your head, don't listen to it, because it's just feeding itself, and that's not you. You're not your life story. You're not what's happened in the past, and you don't need to worry about the future. You need to just think about the present moment now.
You're clever, aren't you? How do you know so much about it all?
I just read some books. I'm not clever. That's your ego telling you I'm not as clever as she is.
Right.
It's not about being clever. The only difference is I've read some books that you haven't read yet. But the opportunity is you get to read those books and you get to find out more. You get to read these videos. We were talking about synchronicity.
Am I allowed to make a joke?
Of course.
You've read some books. Was this book by a million to one chance is actually here? This is the Take That story. So here you are, waffling on about what's your story and the ego and the storyteller. You've probably not heard of this band in America, guys, but they're a big UK boy band 10, 15 years ago, on somewhat of a comeback at the moment. So I take it wasn't reading books like this. Right, I think I've finally got a sensible thought on this topic, because for most of this I've been quite lost. Haven't we just proven then that I'm close to what Nalts is saying, and whereas you believe in, or at least look into things a lot more than I do, in this Celestine prophecy, lots of principles and lots of reading, yeah? Well, surely my approach, which is just live life, surely my approach of live life and see what happens is closer to what Nalts is saying than the let's examine things and look for a reason, potentially. Is there a bit of a dilemma?
Yeah, maybe.
You know, there's a bit of a contradiction there. On the one hand, you should be the observer, the storyteller, the ego. Yeah,
it depends. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't read these books purposely to think about them, intellectualise them. You said you like to understand. Because I've had, more. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I guess you've tripped me up there. I guess I do that, but I do feel these things, not just think them. I think them a lot as well, and that's my problem, because the last couple of days, you've seen me, I've been really down the last couple of days because I've been thinking so much about everything in my life and intellectualising why all these things are happening to me, and as soon as I started feeling them this evening, feeling why these things had happened to me, I suddenly started to realise these were just challenges that I need to overcome, rather than just thinking, oh, poor me, look at my terrible life. My life is amazing.
Travelling for the last 2 years, it is amazing. But what I'd say finally, I'm not trying to catch right, is that...
No, you've got a good point. I want people to catch me out if I need to be, because everyone's got to be. You've got to experience stuff for yourself, and you've got to live your own life and have your own beliefs. But at the same time, you know, what's the difference between somebody being spiritual and starting a cult? You know, you've got to have somebody to rein you back, and I think that's good, and test your beliefs. That's what it's about.
I think what I say on that finally, and it's no sort of anything new, but yeah, life is a series of contradictions, they say. So for you to say that
I contradict myself.
Yeah, but that's nothing unique to yourself, and people do it all the time. Yeah. So again, not to be harsh on yourself, and
doesn't matter.
Perhaps it's only me that looks at the world through the eyes of a child, as it were.
Oh no, definitely not just you.
Not just me.
Yeah.
Right, Nalts, I'm not quite sure what the point of that video was. Just
it made us think, and it made us feel, and that's the most important thing. And it made us have a conversation tonight that we probably wouldn't have had. So thank you.
I just wanted to watch Battlestar Galactica, but oh no, we had to do a response to Nalts. Good night.
Thank you, sir. And we were a bit worried about you crashing your car, by the way.
Yeah.
Is that actually quite safe, or should we not be asking that question?
Oh, was that just green screen? Did you have a green screen?
That crossed my mind.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you think it or did you feel it?
Not sure. I think I thought it.
Right, let's stop that 12 minutes.